Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, everyone. A very warm welcome to our webinar this evening for you guys to introduce you all to our portfolio of programmes for postgraduate provision at King's College London, and specifically within the Faculty of Nursing, Midwifery and Palliative Care. I'm Emma Menzies-Gow, and I am Associate Dean for Postgraduate Taught Programmes at King's within the Faculty of Nursing, Midwifery and Palliative Care, and I'm delighted to say that I have my colleagues here with me as well, the programme leads who you'll meet during the course of this webinar. King's College London, of course, is one of England's oldest universities, and it was founded in 1829. It's the fourth oldest university in England, founded by King George IV and also the Duke of Wellington. And we have 9 academic faculties within King's. And within those faculties, we have 45,000 students from over 160 countries, 23,000 of whom are international. So we have a significant body of international students. And teaching throughout our college in London, we have 9,500 academic, but also research and support staff supporting our students with their education. And we've obviously had a large number of students progress through King's, and we have a network of 194,000 alumni globally, and that includes 57,000 international alumni as well. So at King's, we are committed to delivering exceptional education and to ensure that our research is impactful and also to provide a genuine service to society. One of those 9 faculties is our Faculty of Nursing, Midwifery and Palliative Care, and we are committed to delivering the healthcare leaders of the future. And within our faculty, we have a number of years of experience, and in fact, we have 150 years of excellence in delivering training and education for nurses and midwives, which is rooted in in the original Florence Nightingale School of Nursing over 150 years ago. We have also, within our faculty, we work jointly with our Cicely Saunders Institute, which in Denmark Hill is our first purpose-built institute for palliative care, both in the UK and I believe in the world as well. And therefore, while we focus very much on nurses and midwives, we also, with palliative care and with the rest of our provision, we are very much delivering education for sort of post-qualifying healthcare professionals and also in health, but across the professions. So it's very much a multi-professional provision. And within that, we try to be as dynamic, sensitive and responsive to changing needs, both within the UK and of course across the world in terms of health and healthcare. We're also very privileged to be able to say that we have been ranked number 1 as by subject in the QS World University Rankings for nursing specifically. And we're very proud of that achievement, and of course continue to work hard to continue to maintain that position. I thought it might be nice just to show you how central to London we are as a campus. And so as you can see on the screen, we have a picture here of the Thames, and you may be able to pick out the Houses of Parliament just at the bottom of the screen there. If you move your eyes over to numbers 1 and 2 in red, that is the location of Bush House and the King's Strand campus, which is on the Strand in central London. And just going over the bridge towards the London Eye and a little bit beyond, we get to number 10, which is where our Waterloo campus is based. And here we have our James Clerk Maxwell building, where nursing and midwifery is based. And if we progress on over to number 16, we can see the Shard over there, and at the Shard is next door to that is Guy's Hospital, but that is where our Guy's campus is based, and where we offer our simulation facilities and also more teaching facilities. So we're very, very lucky to be based very much in the centre of London. So our provision, so our postgraduate taught programmes, we hope to enable our students to meet their academic and professional goals. We hope that they support the development of both enhanced and advanced level practice, but also focusing very much on the clinical domains, but also research and leadership. Our research our education is very much research informed, and we hope that it fosters independence, critical thinking, and interprofessional learning for our students. And of course, that learning is enriched by a variety of varied perspectives from our diverse student and staff population. Our students are often working in areas of health and healthcare, and are keen to deliver contemporary evidence-based patient care, and patient care, and also, of course, social care as well. And we hope that with our education, we can help our students to form that next generation of innovative healthcare leaders and to conduct landmark research as well. We also find that our students progress on from us to influence health policy, both at home and abroad, and also are able to improve health around the world through policy, practice, and their research. So this slide just illustrates a selection of the programmes that we're going to be talking to you about today that we offer here at King's. I'll be delighted to introduce you to our programme leads, who are going to be able to introduce information about each of their programmes as we're going along. So we have our MRes in clinical research, our MSc in clinical nursing, our MSc in health and care strategies for ageing populations, our MSc in palliative care, and our MSc in healthcare management. Before we get to each programme though, just some sort of general overview of how our programmes work at King's. Essentially, these MSCs are available as 1 year full-time programmes, and they all start in September each year. There are a variety of modes of delivery for most of our programmes, which we will go through when we discuss each programme. One will be, some will be campus-based delivery, and some we offer it in using a high flex mode, which means that we deliver them both on campus and online simultaneously. And we also have a programme that is entirely delivered online as well, and undertaken in your own time. Each of our programmes has core modules, which must be taken in order to complete the programme, but most of them will have optional modules as well, which means that you can tailor your learning to suit your interests. And we hope that you will find with the optional modules, there are things that you will find appealing. And so, if that's okay, I will now hand over to my colleague, Dr. Ehsan Khan, to talk to you about the MSc in clinical nursing. Thank you, Ehsan.
Thank you, Emma. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending where you are in the world. My name is Ehsan Khan. I'm a senior lecturer in the faculty, and I'm the MSc Clinical Nursing Program Lead. So just a bit of background about the program before I go into the kind of more details. So the MSc Clinical Nursing Program is designed to upskill students who have done their BSc, obviously, and then probably hopefully a couple of years worth of experience. Now they're ready for the next kind of development in their careers. It's designed for people who know they don't want to do clinical pathways in terms of the ACP, or they know they don't want to do a research thing directly, which we obviously have the programs for. So the MSc Clinical Nursing is for those people who want to develop themselves as clinical leaders, maybe as eventually as researchers, or maybe as educators of the future. Am I going to advance the slide? Or thank you. So it's bound, as Emma mentioned, regarding with two forms of modules. You've got core modules and you've got optional modules. The core modules that you have to pass to complete the program, and the first one is evidence and research as the basis of care, and this is really important. It's foundational for the entire program, and it sets the scene off for transitioning really students from a BSc into a master's and getting to understand research and be able to apply research. So that everyone has to do. Then we've got a patient safety and cultural variance program that looks at something relatively new for us, which is looking at patient safety, but looking at from a very broad lens of culture, not just for institutional cultures, but also global culture. And this goes back to the aim that we have in King's, about bringing people together globally to learn from each other and to work together and understand each other's kind of paradigms, if you like, of clinical practice. The final core module is a clinical enhancement project, which you do over the period of one academic year typically, and we can talk about that later in further detail. So the optional modules for the program include a number of different modules that include things like clinical leadership. We've got modules on health systems management, as well as on digital health. But the program is offered in a number of different styles, if you like, or forms. So you have a 1-year full-time, which is September to September. We have a 2-year part-time and a 3-year part-time. And we also have 2 collaborations with people outside of the UK internationally, which I'll talk about in a second. Thanks. So it typically for the international students that are typically from either at the moment at least Singapore or from Hong Kong, we have collaborations with them. And so they have a relatively set program. For all the other students, they do the same core modules, but the options are a bit more, they have few more options to look at. So people doing a 1-year program can do a number of different options, and 2-year part-time and 3-year part-time obviously could do the additional options during their subsequent years. But for the overseas students that we have collaborations with Hong Kong and with Singapore, they have a 2-year program, part-time. And so in the first year, they do 2 core modules, which is the research and evidence basis of care. And then they do the patient variants in the 3rd term, typically, which starts in April. And then typically in the January term, they do 1 option. And for the Singapore group, those are either health systems management or clinical leadership. So healthcare leadership, sorry, the name's changed recently, although we're calling it clinical leadership. So healthcare leadership. And in the 2nd year, they will do their dissertation and the additional optional module, depending on which one was chosen in the 1st term. So for Singapore at the moment, we're offering healthcare leadership and health systems management as options. And for Hong Kong, we are offering healthcare leadership and digital health and technology solutions as options. Otherwise, all the other sessions are shared with the 1-year full-time, 2-year part-time, and 3-year part-time. So that pretty much includes all the core modules. Gemma?
Thank you very much,
Thanks.
Hassan.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then now I'd like to hand over to Dr. Emma Briggs to talk to us about the MRes, in clinical research.
Thank you, Emma. Hello, everybody, and very warm welcome from me as well. So our exciting MRes in clinical research reflects King's commitment to developing research leaders and our commitment to developing education-based, evidence-based care, and in fact, evidence generation as well, and innovation and collaboration. So as a student on the programme, you will be advancing your clinical and academic, you'll be interested in advancing your clinical and academic research careers, and maybe preparing for doctoral level study as well. And our MRes in clinical research is a wonderful interdisciplinary programme with a rich mix of both UK and international students from all different disciplines, and that makes for a fantastic learning environment. So our aim is to enhance your research skills, your knowledge and your confidence for supporting, for designing and leading clinical research. Again, thank you, Emma. So you will work alongside experienced researchers in the faculty and the university. The faculty has a world-leading reputation for research. In the UK, we have a research excellence framework, which is a system for assessing the quality of research in UK universities. And here at King's, our faculty was rated as 95% of our research was world leading and had a world leading impact, which is just fantastic. So when you're working alongside those experienced researchers, you really are working alongside some of the best researchers in the country. We emphasize the development of leadership, innovation, and critical thinking on the program. And we too have core modules. So you will start with an advanced quantitative research methods, which really provides a solid foundation around quantitative research. And then the opposite of that, looking at qualitative research in the second term, another 30 credit module. And then our final core module is the dissertation, which actually makes up half the program at 90 credits. And you too will have option modules similar to ones that Ehsan has alluded to, but very popular ones are those healthcare leadership ones. We have research-specific modules such as PhD funding proposal for healthcare research and co-design and co-experience. And we also have clinical modules that people can undertake. But people can undertake the program at master's level, at the MRes, as it says at the top of this slide, but also at PG Cert, which is 60 credits. So the program, the master's level is 1 year full-time, 2 years and a part-time. And as with the rest of the programs, we start in September. Please do contact me if you do have any questions about the program. And thank you for your attention and listening today.
Thank you very much, Emma. That's great. And now I will hand you over to Dr. Matthew Mattox to talk to us about the MSc in Palliative Care.
Thanks very much, Emma. I'm going to talk to you about two of the courses which the faculty offers. The first of these courses is an MSc in Palliative Care. And like with the MRes, you can also take this course and exit with a postgraduate certificate or a postgraduate diploma. So this MSc is very long-standing. We've been running this course for around 20 years, and almost 800 people have graduated from this MSc. And I think because of King's and also the delivery with St. Christopher's Hospice, which is one of the first and probably the leading hospice in terms of the modern palliative care movement, our students have gone on to great things, and they're now leading palliative care delivery and improvement in their regions and their countries. I can think of people leading palliative care in Africa, in Asia, in the States, and in mainland Europe. And we're probably having about 10 professors now who have graduated from this MSc and had gone on to have excellent careers. So this program is really cutting edge, and that's because it's jointly led with the local hospice St. Christopher's. And that means our lecturers are research experts, but also leading clinicians and leading practitioners. So they're very close to the most recent developments in clinical practice. And through this course, we can help you understand the evidence and apply that evidence to clinical situations. And another particular feature of this course, I think it's unique or very few in the world, is we have a focus on children's palliative care. So we cover palliative care and end-of-life care throughout the lifespan, from birth until old age. And we're also working across health and social care settings. So this is a 1-year course. You can take 1 year full-time or 2 years part-time. And lastly, it's a high flex course. That means that you can come and study in person. We take modules which run in 2-week blocks. And sometimes people will travel to the UK to attend in person for that 2 weeks and then travel back to their home country. Sometimes people will access this course online, but they're there in the classroom. So at one time in each session, there may be some people online and some people in the class, supported usually by 2 lecturers for each of the talks. And next slide, please. And the structure of this program, it's a research degree. So there's a dissertation module towards the end, and people can join with some of our leading staff to do some cutting edge research for their dissertation project. And then our modules equip people with lots of the skills that they require to to understand and use research in clinical practice, and also to develop the technical skills and the knowledge to be able to be leading palliative care practitioners. So this covers everything from symptom management up to service development and service management and policy in palliative care. And there's a statistics module at the start, and also an optional epidemiology module for people who maybe are particularly interested in understanding the requirements for palliative care in their setting, and then working in policy roles and planning roles in the future. And you can see the contact details are in the slide, and I'm sure we'll share them afterwards. Thank you. And then the second of the courses, which I'll talk to you about, is called, it's an MSc in Health and Care Strategies for Aging Populations. So this is a new initiative for us and for our faculty. And this course is taking the very best of our palliative care MSc, but also looking further upstream. So we're covering both palliative care, aging care, geriatrics and gerontology, and also rehabilitation. So this course will cover the care continuum from the point at which people are diagnosed with a serious illness or an advanced illness, right up to the end of life. And it will follow people from the time where it's really important to keep people mobile and independent, and that picks on the rehabilitation and the aging care, and then towards a shift where there needs to be a change in appropriate services so that palliative care gets introduced in a timely fashion, and supports people right up to the end of life. This, of course, is for people in clinical roles, and we welcome people from every profession, but also those who don't have a clinical training and they want to have roles in planning or managing health and social care services in their country. Next slide, please. And this course is one of the online only courses. So what that means is all of the content for this course is in an online space. The content is very interactive. So we would encourage people to keep a diary during their studies. There's lots of questions and tasks and quizzes which people can do to engage with the learning material. And you'll be part of a really exciting and vibrant peer group, and that learning will be done with your peers as much as it is with the lecturers. So in each week, there's an online contact point where people can have face-to-face contact with lecturers. But outside of that, you can really access and do this learning in any time that suits your particular circumstance. So this course would be available to people in full-time roles, in full-time employment. It would suit people who have family commitments that mean they can't travel to a different country and they want to study alongside their existing caring and work commitments. And this course, because of that delivery style, is available each term. So you can start in September or January or May of each year. And because we're expecting people to have commitments alongside of their study, this is a part-time course and it would take 2 years to graduate from this MSc. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Matt. That's great. Lovely. And now I'm going to hand over to my colleague Julian, Dr. Julian Stribling, who's going to talk to you about an upcoming programme in healthcare management.
Thanks, Emma, and good morning, colleagues, and good morning, everybody else. So this is an exciting development for the faculty, brand new MSc Healthcare Management. The important thing to say about this programme is that it's pending the final stages of approval. It's gone through the preliminary approval, and we're anticipating final approval this month, subject to start in September 2026. So this is an important addition to the faculty's inventory, and it's one of the things Emma talked about is developing healthcare leaders of the future, and this programme is entirely aimed at that. An important programme because it's designed and developed with support from our colleagues in the business school. So there are modules that will be taught and delivered by colleagues in the business school, but it's also part of a much wider King's project, which is the Better Health and Care Hub, which you can find more details about online, and we'll be incorporating some of the key themes within the modules. So this module is aimed at people who are aspiring healthcare leaders. So that could be graduates in health and care disciplines, or people from science and business graduates backgrounds who have experience in health and care. So next slide, please, Emma, thank you. So like with the other programs, this is made up of a mixture of core modules and some optional modules. So the core modules are healthcare leadership, which is a module that's optional for a number of programs, and people have talked about that already. I'm the module leader for healthcare leadership. Other core modules are the health systems management, and then the two modules, healthcare finance and applied leadership and management, are modules that will be delivered by our colleagues in the business school. So not only will you be engaging with experts in nursing, midwifery and palliative care, but you'll be also engaging with colleagues from the business school. And there is also then a continuous improvement in health and social care dissertation. On top of that, there is one 30-credit optional module that students will be required to do. So these include things like digital health and patient safety, which colleagues have talked about as they're part of other programs. But there's also another really exciting module called sustainability in healthcare, which is another 30-credit optional module that we've developed as part of this program development. Thank you. And like with all the other programs, students can do this at either an MSc, a postgraduate diploma, or postgraduate certificate, either 1 year or over 2 years. And as I say, we'll be starting this in September 2026, subject to the final stage of approval. Once we've had approval from the college, we're going to seek accreditation from the Chartered Management Institute, which is an important part of the ongoing management of healthcare and other management accreditation. So that's a really important body that as a student you'll be accredited with, and you'll come out with hopefully another accreditation as part of that. So please do get in touch with me if you've got any questions about that, and I'll be glad to answer them.
Thank you very much, Julian.
Thank you, Emma.
And that brings us to the end of the programmes that we're presenting to you today as available at King's. And I understand there's a question in the chat, quite rightly asking which programmes are available for nurses, midwives and those working in mental health settings. And the answer to that is all of them. So these programmes are open to all nurses and also to allied health professionals as well, with the exception perhaps of MSc Clinical Nursing, which is focused on those working in nursing roles. That said, with the MSc Clinical Nursing, midwives are also welcome to apply to that as well. Okay, so it might now just be worth just spending a little bit of time talking about the applications process. As you can imagine, all of the information that you need is actually available online. And our application process is completed online via our King's Apply portal. Yes, so that's a relatively straightforward process, but obviously it is quite detailed. And there are some timelines here that are indicated if you're applying from either from overseas or from home. So where there's longer to apply, if you're living in the UK currently until 25th of August, if you're applying from overseas, the international deadline is the 25th of July. So if we just have a look then just at specific partnerships that we have and those applications. So we do have particular arrangements with interested students who are living or working in Singapore and Hong Kong, and also in Shanghai as well. And if that applies to you, then you are able to actually apply via those particular institutions. So the Nian Academy in Singapore, Hong Kong Space in Hong Kong, and then the Shanghai Jiang Tong University. If you look to the bottom of the slide there, you can see some contact details for key personnel working in those universities who will be able to help you and support you with that process. Alternatively, you may wish to contact our international team for any initial inquiries, and they'll be able to direct you how best to undertake your application. But if you're not located in Hong Kong, Singapore or Shanghai, then please do feel free to apply via our King's Apply portal. Yes. So the entry requirements for each programme will vary slightly, and obviously you'll need to consider your original qualifications as part of that. So the best bet is to go to our website, which is linked below on this slide. And this is where you'll be able to then find out the specific entry requirements for each individual programme. You'll also be able to see in there detailed information about each of our programmes as well. You may also wish to explore sort of avenues around funding, which I suspect might be something that might be of interest to many of you. And we have a key page on our website on fees and funding that details bursaries, scholarships, grants, tuition fees, living expenses, student loans, etc., and other financial help that may well be available and relevant to you. So please do check that out. So obviously we would be delighted for you to apply for one of our programmes at King's, and obviously we are fortunate enough to receive a number of applications from people interested in our programmes at home and also overseas. And so to sort of help you, I guess, with that application, to create that competitive application, I've just sort of drawn together a few things just to think about that may well be of use to you. The first thing, I guess, is to make sure that when you submit your application that you have completed it as fully as possible, because that will help speed up the process immensely. So first up, making sure that all of your personal and also professional details are fully completed on the application. And that's going to include copies of your certificates, and I suspect some transcripts as well of those, your results. And obviously it may well need a translation as well for us to be able to approve. So that if you're able to upload all of that information with your application in one go, then that will be great. So as you're preparing your application, you will be able to save it on our website, on the portal, and you'll and obviously come back to it as you gather that information together until you finally submit it, when you're completely ready. So your application is going to include a personal statement as well as references as well. And I suppose the personal statement is your opportunity to really showcase you and why this programme would be a really good fit for you, and what you feel that you would be able to get out of it and how it may well contribute to your continued career development. So within that statement, you will want to set out your own personal academic and professional experience, and maybe link how that relates to the programme itself. So it's very important that this becomes a statement that really reflects you as an individual, and your particular achievements and where you see your career going. It's your chance to set out your areas of special interest, and that might perhaps link to thinking about your plans for your dissertation and what you would like to study as part of that. And also maybe it would be good if you could set out give us a flavour of your readiness for undertaking postgraduate study. So perhaps what you've achieved so far, and therefore setting out how you're ready then to undertake postgraduate study at King's. Finally, just setting out your personal goals is always a winner and really interesting for us to see, and so that we can map your personal goals to our programme, and that you've obviously maybe thought about how the programme will help you reach your own personal goals and where you see yourself going after your MSc has finished. So that's your personal statement. And then you will also be asked to submit some references as well. And generally speaking, one of those will be a professional reference, so perhaps from your manager or the person that you're working for, and the other may well be an academic reference, so perhaps from somebody from your university or institution where you undertook your training, or perhaps previous study, detailing how you're a very good student. Okay, so obviously we have the chat function open, and so please do post your questions in the chat, and we will come to those at the end. But before we get there, I did just want to highlight some of our postgraduate research programmes in case they were of interest to you. And I can see a hand up in the chat, so I will come to you shortly if that's okay. So we have a range of programmes that reflect nursing, midwifery and health studies in general, as well as palliative care and rehabilitation. So we have a combination of MPhils and PhDs in nursing, midwifery and health studies research. We also have our MPhil and PhD from the Cicely Saunders Institute of Palliative Care and Rehabilitation Research. We also have a joint MPhil Nursing Midwifery Health Studies research with Hong Kong University specifically, so we already have an arrangement there. And similarly, a similar arrangement with the National University of Singapore as well. And so obviously with our postgraduate research programs, similar to what Emma was sharing about the MRes in clinical research, which would prepare you for PhD study, we do at King's offer unique opportunities for students to receive the very best PhD supervision in an international context, and especially with our joint programs with Hong Kong University and the National University of Singapore. We do have 4 research divisions, and because we're lucky enough to have 4 research divisions, we're able to offer a wide variety of projects and supervisory expertise that can hopefully match with a broad range of student interests as well. We also benefit from a number of PhD scholarship schemes as well, including those from the China Scholarship Council, and there's a King's Joint PhD Scholarship and others besides. So as ever, there is more information about these programmes on our website. The start dates for each of these PhDs is in September, and applications are made via the King's Apply portal as well. Okay. So we thought now it might be a good idea to just introduce you to one of our students who is currently undertaking, I believe, the MSc in palliative care. So that's Iki. I wondered if you're on the call.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hello. Thank you so much for joining us. We wondered if you would mind sharing your experience of being a student at King's just for a few minutes.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here today and to share my experience as an international student at King's College London. I hope my journey can offer some insight or encouragement for those of you who are studying abroad or planning to do so. I come from China, and I'm currently an MSc student in palliative care at King's College London. Before coming to the UK, I completed my undergraduate degree in midwifery. Coming from a medical background, I've always been passionate about improving the quality of life for patients. That's what led me to explore further in the field of palliative care. There were a few key reasons I chose to pursue this MSc. First, I want to gain a deeper understanding of palliative care practices from an international perspective, especially in a country where palliative medicine is well established. Second, I knew that to contribute meaningfully to the development of palliative care in my home country, I needed both academic knowledge and practical tools, especially in research, communication, and ethical decision-making. King's stood out for several reasons. It's home to the Cicely Saunders Institute, the world's first purpose-built institute for palliative care, which meant I would be learning from leading experts in the field. In addition, KCL's global perspective, strong research reputation made it an ideal place for me to grow academically and personally. And of course, studying in London, a truly international city, has been a vibrant and eye-opening experience in itself. One of the most valuable takeaways from my program is the emphasis on critical thinking and reflective practice. In many of our seminars and assignments, we were encouraged not just to absorb information, but to question, analyze, and apply to real-world challenges. I've also learned how to engage in difficult conversations about pain, death, cultural values, and ethical dilemmas, which are central to palliative care. These discussions have shaped how I see both healthcare and humanity. Throughout the year, I have developed a range of skills, from academic writing and literature appraisal to project management and collaborative research. Equally important are the connections I have made with lecturers, clinicians, and fellow students from all over the world. These relationships have enriched my understanding of global health, and I know they will continue to support and inspire me in the future. To anyone considering and currently undertaking international study, stay curious, stay open, and don't be afraid to reach out for help. You are not alone on this journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ika. That's really, really kind of you. And thank you for bringing your experience and sharing it with everyone on the call today.
We have one more student.
Brilliant, Peter. Who do we have with us? Because unfortunately, I can't see on my screen. Are you happy to introduce them for me?
Yes. So Keio, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Keyao Wang, and I'm from Nanjing, China. It's a great honor to have this opportunity to share my experience here. I'm currently studying nursing studies at King's College London. Before coming to the UK, I studied midwifery at Nanjing Vocational Health College, completing a 5-year program. During my 5th year, I did a full-time clinical internship at the hospital and obtained my Chinese nurse practice qualification certificate. I came to the UK through a partnership between Nanjing Vocational Health College and King's College London. I chose King's because it has a strong reputation in nursing education and always aims for high standards in both research and clinical practice. The program mainly focuses on the theory, which has helped me build a solid academic foundation in nursing. King's also works closely with the NHS and the local healthcare providers, offering valuable resources. The international environment at King's has helped me see things from different perspectives and improve my ability to communicate with people from varied backgrounds. During my nursing studies course, I took the optional module, the palliative care and end-of-life symptom management, and had the chance to visit the Christopher's Hospice. This visit gave me a better understanding of how palliative care works in practice. Compared to my clinical experience in China, I noticed some clear differences in nursing practice between the two countries. In China, the work is faster paced, and nurses are responsible for caring for many patients at once. In contrast, in the UK, nurses often have more time to communicate with patients and focus on their overall well-being. This contrast made me reflect on how I could bring some of the advanced practices back to China and improve nursing service while respecting the local context. This year of study has also significantly improved my English, communication, and academic skills. Initially, I lacked confidence, but now I'm able to write essays and participate in group discussions, becoming more independent. The support from my professors has been extremely helpful, and I've also made many friends from different backgrounds, which has broadened my understanding of nursing. These experiences has made me even more determined to keep working in the nursing field. In the future, I hope to return to China and apply what I have learned at King's to contribute to the improvement of nursing care. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's great to hear you've had such a positive experience so far. Thank you very much. Well, if you'd like to hear and learn more about what our students get up to while they're on their programmes, and particularly with the work that they're undertaking with their dissertations, you may wish to join us for our symposium, which we're holding on the 6th of June in the afternoon. We'll start at 1 o'clock GMT, and it's our student-led symposium that looks at health and care, innovation, excellence and success. And we're going to be holding that in person at Denmark Hill, but also be streaming it online as well. So you'll be able to understand more about what our students are getting up to with their dissertations, the research that they're undertaking, and their quality improvement projects and other things as part of it. So if you'd like to join us, please do scan the link that we have on the slide here, and that will take you to the page to reserve a place. Yes, we hope it'll be a very fun event. Okay, so that just brings us then towards it certainly brings us to the end of our presentation around our programs and the student experience. And so now it's the chance to for you guys to ask us questions. If there's anything you would particularly like to know about any of our programs, please do post the questions in the chat, or alternatively, please do pop your hand up and we'll be able to come to you. While you're just thinking about that, I will just answer. I understand there have been some questions in the chat around references, and obviously, I guess for some of you, you may well have been working as a nurse or midwife or another healthcare professional for many years now and wishing to undertake your studies. So it may well be a while since you've been at university or have undertaken studies. And so getting that academic reference might be a problem. So please don't worry. We do request 2 references, but one of them doesn't have to be an academic reference. So if it's better to have 2 professional references for you, then that is, of course, absolutely fine. Some of our programs, the program leads may request to just set up an informal interview with you, just to have a chat, and that enables them to talk to you really about your academic experience as well as your professional experience, and just to sort of learn more about you and to ensure that the program is the right fit for you. Okay, so that hopefully will answer some of the questions that I believe are in the chat. Are there any other questions at all? Yes, thank you. Thanks, Matt, for sharing that with me. So so there's a question, I believe, about the difference between the MSc in clinical nursing and the MSc advanced clinical practice. The MSc in advanced clinical practice is, at the moment, our program is open only to healthcare professionals who are working currently within the UK, and they're working within a clinical role or a role in which they are working at an advanced level of practice. That program enables the students to develop those advanced level skills within their profession, and it includes things like advanced patient assessment, prescribing, and also leadership, education and research. And so it aligns with the UK NHS England Centre for Advancing Practice and their requirements. So unfortunately, that programme is only currently open to applicants who are currently working in the UK who are in an advanced level role. The MSc Clinical Nursing, though, does enable you to access some of the modules that you would take as part of the Advanced Clinical Practice programme, given the optional modules that ESAN has set out previously. And so the MSc Clinical Nursing is very much about underpinning the sort of professional aspects as well as clinical aspects of care. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm just wondering if there are any others. So I can see, thank you. So we've got someone joining us who's an NHS senior staff nurse. Thank you for asking that question. So yes, it may well work for you to apply for the MSc Advanced Clinical Practice. Please do check out our website for the information that's required. And just particularly note the elements around the role that you're currently in, because just to, as I say, really the programme is open to people who are currently working in a training role or in a clinical nurse specialist role. For example, anybody who is working at an advanced level within or towards an advanced level within their profession. Thank you very much. Now, are there any other questions at all? Fantastic. Lovely. Well, if there aren't any more questions, perhaps we can bring this webinar then to an end. We hope that we have shared with you sort of contact details of our programme leads, so that if you have any particular questions about their programmes, you are able to get in touch with them to make sure that it's the right fit for you. All of the information about our programmes in much more detail is available on our website, and that link is available there. My contact details are below at the bottom of the screen as well. So if you would like some direction around which programme might be right for you, please do get in touch with me, and I'd be happy to help you. And that just leaves me then just to say thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to join us today. We hope that you found some programmes that interest you and excite you, and we look forward to receiving your applications.